Today we will be unboxing and testing 17 fake gadgets while trying not to get scammed, which will be very hard if you see how our iPhone arrived. It arrived simply packed in bubble wrap, but it did come with a screen protector, a see-through case, the iPhone itself, which at first sight looks very real. Now this here is the iPhone that I bought, and as you can see, this here says only phone and then this says ROM. Now I'm not sure, but maybe this means that you're just getting the phone and not the real packaging. Now the price was $161. So even if this is a real iPhone, we still got scammed. Now I did some testing, and on the fake iPhone the Apple logo did show up. It started up normally. The only big difference I could see from the start is that on the back the only thing that was there was the Apple logo, and the Apple trademark text on the bottom wasn't there. Setting up Touch ID also worked fine, so the sensor works. And I also took a selfie with the fake and the real iPhone, and they looked extremely similar. Same thing with the picture I took from my Google Home. At first sight it definitely seemed like they had the same camera. And then on top of that, I put both of them on a scale and they weighed the exact same to the gram. However, there's one thing I'm not sure about, and that's the smoothness of the screen. I honestly felt a similar thing with the real iPhone, so maybe the lagging is just me being used to high refresh rate screens, and the iPhone 8 being 60Hz feels a bit laggy. However, it's worse on the fake iPhone than the real one. So those are the only differences. No trademark on the back, and then the screen that's not that smooth. Now, next I bought two fake Nintendo products. This is a fake Game Boy Color, and then this is a fake Nintendo Switch. However, look at this product. This just looks like a PSP with Nintendo Switch colors. It comes with earbuds that will definitely be very bad. And look at this cable. I haven't seen these colors in a very long time. And then next we had the Game Boy Color, and this doesn't only come with the Game Boy itself, it also comes with an extra controller that you can connect to the Game Boy, and then this will allow you to play with two people. The price of the Game Boy was $8.96, and the price of the Nintendo Switch was $42.70. So I'm very much looking forward to testing out both of these. However, first I need to thank the sponsor of today's video, Owned. Want to live stream but not spend days on finding great stream graphics? Owned Pro is the ultimate stream graphics companion. It now features the scene builder, which allows you to very quickly set up a complete overlay by choosing one of their free or premium designs. After personalizing your overlay, you can add it as a browser source in OBS Studio, and boom, you have your first complete streaming scene. You can also add your own stream graphics, and with their live widgets, labels like recent follower are easily customizable to fit your design. And it gets better because Owned Pro now also features a new AI assistant. You can ask it any streaming related questions, for example ideas for channel point rewards. Owned Pro is completely free to use, but in case you want to upgrade, there will be a discount code in the description. Now, the first thing I want to test is the Game Boy Color. Currently all of the games are in Chinese. Okay, we can choose English. I've been checking here, there are 500 games. Pokémon isn't part of it. So I started the game, the controls do work. There are a bunch of games on here, but what you cannot do is install your own games. However, that is possible with the Switch or PSP. Anyway, it's a ROM emulator. So this is the Nintendo Switch device. Alright, we see Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and then these are all the Game Boy Advance games that are on here. Let's quickly check how many Game Boy Advance. 124 games. Okay, so I accidentally cancelled the data transfer, and the reason is that A and B are switched. X and Y are switched as well. Alright, I launched Tekken. The controls are pretty snappy. That's really cool. Bam! KO. Now I wanna say, if you're interested in this, apparently it's pretty slow and there are better ones out there. I'm happy with it, but I will do my research. Now, what I have here next is one of my favorite products. These are all my extra smart plugs. They are from Tapo. They are very trustworthy. I think the price is about $10 to $15 each. But what I have here on AliExpress is a $5.9 smart plug. And I tested these plugs in my previous video where I tested the best-selling products on AliExpress. However, we tested the power consumption monitoring. It monitored about 83 watts, but the light it was connected to was 60 watts, as you can see in this shot. So what I want to do today is test these quality smart plugs that also have energy monitoring. I want to compare these to the cheap AliExpress ones. Okay, so I have our test setup here. So we're gonna plug in the fake one first, and so we linked the plug already. You can turn it on manually like this, or of course in the application. Let's turn it on. Currently the smart plug is measuring 165 watts, and we're gonna change the plug now. So this is the application, it's called Tapo, and let's see. Okay, 170 watts. As you can see, it's not perfectly constant, I would trust either of these plugs in my home to measure my average output. They also perfectly work, both of them. Next, I have a real and fake Xbox controller. However, this is something I've been questioning for such a long time. If they actually do not care about copying a product, which in this case is definitely true, then why wouldn't they copy it better? Maybe it's for legal reasons. Now they can still say it looks a bit different, there's other languages on the box. Now the price of the fake one was $44, and look at this, they say it comes from 90, but if you look on Amazon, the real price right now is $55. So considering that this has one review of 1 star from a person that gave a very bad review, I will show you in English. Scrap cannot be used. I cannot wait to test this out. Alright, so this is the USB receiver of the fake Xbox controller. So I'm gonna plug it in the back of my PC. The light already turned on, so that's a good thing. I think I need batteries. So I'm gonna take my real Xbox controller. Feels the same. Look at that. This is the real one. This is the fake one. The inside is different. So I'm gonna press this button here together with the receiver. It's blinking quickly now. I think it's trying to connect. It is connected. Okay, this does work. So it also responds very quickly. I can use left and right here with my index finger. I can use these buttons here to cycle through my items. And let's try the menu button. Okay, now it is absolutely a valid option. It was $40 compared to I think 50 or 60 for the real one. So if you want to save a bit and it doesn't matter for you that the icon looks different, for example, and that you know you have a fake one, then you can absolutely buy this. But I know a lot of people will want to spend 10 or 20 more to get the real one. But yeah, pretty impressed. Alright, now the next product is a cheap lavalier microphone for your phone. Now the reason I want to test this is that I tested it in a previous video about Temu gadgets. It just needs to sound better than a built-in phone mic. And the microphone was constantly peaking and distorting. However, as you can see here, for example, on AliExpress, this mic has great reviews, and the same was true on Temu, even more positive reviews. So I bought it again, this time on AliExpress, and I want to give it a second chance. Now what this comes with is one receiver for in your phone and then 2 microphones. So you can do an interview with this, for example. You can have one, another person can have one, and it will all arrive in your phone through this receiver. Alright, so I just turned on the cheap microphone. By the way, this is a selfie camera of the iPhone 8, the fake one. So it is now clipped to my shirt, and I'm curious if it'll be peaking because the previous ones from Temu were peaking very badly. I have a feeling that these ones are better. I'll just say, hey, hey, hey. Okay, so we'll see in editing how these sound. Alright, next we have something I will be using a lot if it works. So this is an Apple Pencil that costs $5.39. It comes in green, white, black, pink, blue and red. I think we got the white one, and on the side it says active stylus pen. I'm not sure if that's on the real one as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I have to say it looks and feels pretty clean and polished. So charging is done right here. You can take out this rubber, and then this way you can charge it through USB-C. It does magnetically connect. It's not gonna charge. It just turned on. These lights turned blue. And let's try it with this iPad. So let's try to move the screen. Okay, that works. The lights also turned off. I think we need to charge it, so we're gonna do that, and then later in the video we're gonna test it. Alright, the next one is really exciting. I have a real Govee Neon Rope versus a fake Neon Rope, and the fake one looks very promising. So this is the Neon Rope we got. It's $23, and that's for 3 meters. If you go to 5 meters, it's 31, 10 meters is 48, and the shortest one is one for $17. Now this Govee Neon Rope is a very cool product. It looks amazing when it's turned on. Now the one we got from AliExpress comes of course with the rope itself, also with the remote. There's a bunch of settings on here. It also comes with a mounting kit to attach this to your wall. It is time to compare the 2 Neon Ropes. I am beyond excited for this. So I'm installing the application. It's Smart Life. It has good reviews. Okay, so with this we can choose the brightness. We can change the color with this wheel. That's a weird way to change the color. There's also a bunch of themes. Okay, and I'm in the Govee application now for the Govee Neon Rope, and we're gonna make sure that the brightness is set to 100%. Okay, now looking at both of them, the brightness is pretty much the same. I would even say that these are a bit more bright. However, there is one difference. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but in real life with these here, you see different LEDs on the rope itself, and then with this one, it's a completely diffused blue line. So either this one has worse diffusion, or there are less LEDs per meter, and also maybe like in the back of a set or a room, you won't really see the difference, but there is one if you look at them in real life. However, this is a very cool and long and affordable Neon Rope. Next is what might be the best item to fool people that you have AirPods. These are the Think Plus LivePods LP40 from Lenovo. They are $13 on AliExpress, and on the image they say subwoofer in ear. Ooh, they are very heavy, much heavier than I would have expected. The case feels nice. It opens up smoothly, closes very nicely. Okay, let's take them out. All right, let's look at AirPods 3rd generation. I think that's the last one. I'm actually not sure. Well, at least the case is very similar. So as you can see, you can definitely fool people with this. However, the biggest question, are they a subwoofer in my ear? All right, they show up in my phone as Think Plus LP40. They are loud. They do sound pretty cheap. Okay, I might have to try another song, but I have tested a few of these wireless earbuds from AliExpress or Temu already. And usually they sound very bassy and very nice for the price, but so far I'm not really liking these. So we did charge the Apple Pencil, and to turn it on you just double tap the top, the light will turn on. Okay, so let's see if it does work now. And it seems like it does. The notes are going to be the real test. These were old video ideas. Let's try to select them. Oh, that goes smooth. Let's try to write my name. Okay, that's very smooth. This Apple Pencil really works. Oops, what's this? Okay, so the line isn't completely connected. Let's see if that's the same with my finger. Nope, it isn't. Let's open a new note and try again. Okay, now it's gone. So maybe our pen was lagging a bit. I'm not sure. But I think overall we can say that this pen definitely works. Now, next is a very interesting comparison. These are Nanoleaf Lines, which is a very premium product. The price of these on Amazon is $180. And the ones we got are the Smart Wall Lights JSK P22. And the price of those on AliExpress was $50. However, this is for 6. Now, I've never unboxed these Nanoleaf Lines myself. I've never seen them in real life. There's a bunch of mounting equipment. We're gonna use this later because I also want to check out what's in the box of these Smart Wall Lights. This is the mounting kit of the JSK P22s, a bit simpler. And then these are the 6 lines. Now you can see the LEDs through the diffusers, which usually is a bad thing, but maybe for this it doesn't matter because it will be attached to the wall like this, and the lights will be on the back shining on the wall. And we also got a controller with the AliExpress ones. This feels like it's gonna be a decent product. So the AliExpress ones, you have to click in, push very hard, and then as you can see they are pretty sturdy. And then the Nanoleaf Lines, you have to connect like this. They feel pretty flimsy. However, then there's a cap that goes on top of it, and once you connect that, they feel pretty sturdy. So as you can see, definitely different LEDs that are visible, but it won't really matter because we're attaching it to the wall. So I'll show you an example. This is how they would look connected to the wall. And then the Nanoleaf Lines have a remote here, so you can turn them on. I think there are more LEDs. Let's compare them to these ones. Yeah, as you can see, the LEDs per meter are higher with the Nanoleaf ones. And they also looked cleaner, but maybe, whoa, these have way more lights. The Nanoleafs look way better right now, but it's probably because they have a gradient and these are just plain red. Let's try to hold it against the wall to see the effect like that. Oh, that looks good. I want to try one that moves. This seems like it's gonna move. Okay, let's hold it against the wall. I think the other ones are pretty much just as cool as these. I'm gonna hold them against the wall again because I found a team that has a lot of movement. These are also very clean, and from afar you probably won't really see the difference. We got 6, but I will put the price for 9 of the fake ones on the screen and then 9 of the Nanoleaf ones. The Nanoleaf ones do feel more premium. They are more bright, and you can also see that they have more LEDs. However, if you want to add cool lights to your setup, these do look great and they are much cheaper. Alright, next is a very highly requested product. This is an LED pixel display. It is $27. It's 16 by 16 pixels and it has a crazy amount of positive reviews. This is pretty much the same thing as those DaVinci pixel panels. If you don't know what I'm talking about, DaVinci is a company that makes these type of panels, and I'm very sure that these products are very correlated. I mean, look at this promo image here. It's the same thing as right here. However, the funny thing is, this is the DaVinci product, and then this here is the pixel panel that looked the same on the website, but it's much bigger in real life. This is pretty heavy. I'm very curious to check this out. Okay, it does come with a stand apparently. You can push it in right here, then you will be able to put it on your desk. So it does come with a USB cable and with a power brick. I'm gonna turn it on now. I'm curious how it's gonna look. Alright, there's another button on the side. This just changes what's on the screen. Alright, let's go with this for now. There's also an application. We can scan a QR code on the back. There we go. Alright, we can open the application. So it immediately finds the panel apparently. Connection succeeded, that's quick. Also look at this, it immediately turns off and turns on. There is a stopwatch, for example. Let's start. Alright, then it starts going. Also alarm clock. I want to test this because apparently there's a speaker in here. I'm gonna set an alarm. I wonder if we can turn it off like this and then the alarm would still work. Ah, okay. So it beeps. Oh, it also wasn't very loud. Alright, now I want to put this in my set here because it looks amazing. I'm gonna put it right here. It's an amazing gadget for your setup. Absolutely. Now, next are two secret packages. They are items I was very much looking forward to because this is pure nostalgia. This, for example, is a Pokémon Emerald version from AliExpress. It's for the Game Boy Advance. And then the other one we bought is a Pokémon game for the Game Boy Color. Now, I'm not sure what to think about the price of these Pokémon games because look on eBay, they are all over the place. Now, I know some of these will be fake, or maybe a lot of them will be fake. Some of these will be affordable, like $17 for Fire Red, but then here the same game for 90. Here Pokémon Emerald 250 with the box, of course. Anyway, the ones we got, those were $4.30 and $3.15. Now, when we tested the Switch before, some Pokémon games didn't launch, but the ones who did were very decent and looked real. So I think the question with this will be, will it launch? Because if it will, I think we will be able to play Pokémon Emerald. So what I want to test is if I can play these Pokémon games on my couch. We got a Game Boy Advance from Matthias, our editor in the studio. So this one is the real Emerald version, and then this here is the fake one from AliExpress. They honestly look very similar. Obviously there's some difference in the text, but besides that, I'm really curious to test the fake versions. Alright, it does seem like this is gonna work. Now, in a previous video, we tested a gaming console from AliExpress, and on that console were a bunch of Pokémon games, but the problem is that they were full of mistakes. They were very fake. For example, the starter Pokémon were completely wrong. Also for Growlithe, they said water Pokémon. However, so far this game looks very real. Let's check out Trico. Okay, looks good. Check out Torchic, yep, and then Mudkip. And so I think you can legitimately buy these Game Boy games on AliExpress to play these games if you want to. Now, next, another Apple product to put to the test. This is a fake Apple Magic Mouse. The mouse on the website also looks very real, and the reviews are very positive. So I had to buy this to check it out. The box feels very real as well. Now, of course, it isn't real because first of all, look at all of these colors. And second of all, the color is marked with a pen. That is definitely not something Apple would do. Now, I'm definitely convinced that this fake mouse is going to work, but the Apple mouse has a bunch of gestures that you can do. They're all touchscreen, and I'm very curious if this one is going to be able to do all of them. Almost Apple quality unboxing. Alright, and it's a black one. There is no logo on the top. Look at this on the back. It's pretty much the same thing without the logo and also with a USB-C port instead of a lightning port. But look at this, even the power switch looks pretty much the same. Now the click is very different. I have a mic here, listen to this. That's the Apple mouse. And then this here is the other one. But besides that, these things look very similar. Alright, now the one thing I really want to test if the scrolling works on the fake Apple mouse. Okay, the touchscreen scrolling does work very smoothly. So then this is a left touch click, this is a right one, actually works. Now it's pretty useless to try, but the gestures do not work. The fake one was very cheap, and pretty much the only thing that's missing are the gestures. I mean, that's the reason you get this mouse. Now, this next product makes me very sad. This was supposed to be one of the best products of this video, but we saw very soon that it arrived broken. First I thought maybe we have to shove it in here, but it's very clearly broken, maybe ripped apart. I mean, if you look on the website, very good reviews. People were very positive about these headphones, said there's a lot of bass. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna test this, I wanna hear if it's true, so I'm gonna connect them to the phone. I will listen like this to tell you if you should consider buying this. Now you can take a look and decide for yourself if they look too fake for you. The buttons on the side definitely look very cheap. They also feel cheap. The headset weighs nothing, which is a good thing for a headset. Okay, they do turn on. Oops. Let's hope these are better than the Lenovo's. There's definitely bass already. The drop didn't even come and it's very bassy, but there's like no mid or high ends. It's pretty much only low ends. Whoa. This sounds very muffled. You know the sound if you're in a club and you're in the bathroom and then you hear the music from in the club itself? It's like very muffled, very low. Now I also need to remind myself that the price of this is $18, so maybe it's decent for the price. I'm not sure, but it arrived broken anyway, so yeah, not a product I would advise buying. This is the PlayStation 5 and we definitely got scammed on this one. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say we got scammed on this because the price was $52, so of course this isn't the real one, but still $52 is a lot. Now, besides this in the box, it does come with two real looking PlayStation controllers. They're absolutely very light, they look cheap, so I wouldn't say they look real, but they have pretty much the same appearance. And besides that, what you get is, I think, power cables for this thing. You plug in the USB, you plug that into your PlayStation 5, and then besides that, they give you an HDMI cable to connect this to your TV, which is what we're gonna do. Now, this PlayStation 5 was kind of a surprise and a problem, because as you can see, this is just an Android TV box. You can browse this, no problem, but there are no games on here. This is not a gaming console. As you can see on the box, they say, reminder, this device has no built-in game program. Users need to install by themselves, such as installing games. So I had to install an emulator on the SD card myself. Let's push it in. And so then if we go to My Apps, you will see that we have right here My Boy. This is for Game Boy Advance games, and then this here is for PSP games. So I have Need for Speed Most Wanted, and at first I thought, this is amazing, it's gonna run, the music was there. However, look what happens when we go into a race. The audio is already lagging, and the image is very laggy. I'm going to the left now, like, look at this. It's like I'm racing in a laggy slow motion. It might be fun to play some games, but I mean, this doesn't really work. However, I'm going to exit to the menu. I'm going to start My Boy, and then here I have Zelda. And before it starts, this absolutely works. You can play any Game Boy Advance game that you want. The console is definitely strong enough to run it. Alright, we can finally move, and look at this. It reacts quickly, and this is 100% playable, like the roll reacts pretty fast. I was disappointed that I had to do all of it myself and it didn't come with games, but I'm also happy that I can install what I want on the SD card. Now, I had a blast checking out all of these gadgets. I will link them in the description. This video next to me might be very interesting to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you in one of my next videos. Have a nice day.